recording is on.
Okay, I'm here now. Good morning, good morning, everybody. Once again.
All right. Good morning. Okay. So, just like I said, this webinar is titled with the theme Visibility Beyond Social Media. We all know the importance of social media to our businesses, and we all know that as entrepreneurs, as producers, as manufacturers of made in Nigerian products, we shouldn't be left out. Tapping into the benefits of social media. And so several shop has organized this webinar. We have brought in the best hands that you can ever think of to be discussing with us different topics that will help us grow our business beyond social media. It is our hope in several shop that your businesses as entrepreneurs of made in Nigeria products have come to stay. Your businesses will bloom, they will stay, they will thrive even beyond the shores of Nigeria. Without taking our time, we are going to be commencing this program with our official opening prayer at Several Shop, and that is how we do it. We start all of our programs with the third stanza of the Nigeria anthem. Okay, so I'm going to be taking that after the count of three. 1, 2, 3. O God of all creations, grant these our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. Amen. Okay, so you are welcome
Amen.
once again. Yeah, amen. You are welcome once again. So I would open the floor for Mercy. Mercy is going to be taking us through the introduction of the Several Shop team members that are here with us. Mercy.
Ma'am. Yes. So, okay, good morning, everybody. Once again, I'm Messi, the marketing team lead, and we are
Mm, I think Mercy is having some network glitches there. Okay, let me step in while she finds her way back in here. So just like she said, Mercy is the marketing team lead for Several Shop. Our team have worked assiduously to put this program together. They have worked hand in hand. We have other members of the marketing team here. We have with us here, Folashade. Folashade is also a member of the marketing team. She's also the co-host of this program. And okay, most importantly, let me introduce to us the managing director, the chief executive officer of Sefrel Technologies, Mr. Ridwan Akinola. Mr. Ridwan Akinola is the host of this webinar, and he's also going to be featuring. You are going to listen to him as part of the speakers of this webinar. We have the head of the human relations team here with us, Mrs. Blessing, and a host of other members of Several Shop team. They will also join us in the course of the program. We also want to welcome everybody that has joined. We uh, um, want to sincerely hope that you are going to benefit a lot from this webinar. We have in our midst also one of today's speaker, Mrs. Fejiro Olokpo. Mrs. Fejiro is going to be speaking with us in some minutes to come. We are going to listen to her. I know she has prepared something very powerful for every one of us to benefit from. Okay, let's move straight to the next on our agenda, and that is the introduction of several technologies, the background story, everything behind several technologies and several shop. Mr. Ridwan, are you ready for us? To take us through that is the MD CEO of Sefrel Technologies Limited, and he is the host of today's program. Ladies and gentlemen, before I leave the floor for Mr. Ridwan, permit me to take you through a brief biography of Mr. Ridwan Akionla. Mr. Ridwan Akionla is a visionary technology entrepreneur. He is passionate about building solutions that elevate Nigeria's local industries, and that is actually the brain behind SefrelShop. As the founder of Sefrel Technologies and the driving force behind SefrelShop, he is on a mission to create a trusted digital home for Nigerian-made brands. With years of experience in engineering, software development, digital marketing, and business strategy, Ridwan is committed to empowering artisans, manufacturers, and small businesses to compete, to grow, and to thrive. And that I said earlier in the course of the program that yes, it is our duty at SefrelShop to ensure that you all made in Nigeria products manufacturers and producers grow and thrive. Ridwan believes that when we support locally made products, we don't just grow businesses, we strengthen communities and we shape the future of Nigeria's economy. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as Mr. Ridwan Akinola, the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Several Technologies, takes us through the background of the company. Mr. Ridwan, you have the floor. Thank you so much, everybody, for the cheers. Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Good morning, everyone. Can I confirm you can hear me?
Yes, we
Yes, we
can. You
can
can
hear
go
you.
ahead.
Thank you so much for the chairs. We are very, very, thank you so very much. Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much, Madam Blessing, Maise, and to all Sabi entrepreneurs in the room. So I will be taking you with just a little short background about the platform, the company, and every other mission and everything we are just trying to put into the market. So I will be sharing my screen and turn on my camera. And before I proceed, apologies, I want to make something just a clear insight of the situation that I am right now. So early this morning, so I had an emergency. A very close of mine had an accident. In fact, I'm actually in the hospital or room right now, so waiting for a doctor to attend to him. So I will just be using the opportunity just let you know the situation in case I have that's any kind of distractions during the course of the discussion. So um so I will be sharing my screen right now. This, can you see my? Can you also see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. Can you also see my screen now?
No, I can't. I'm not sure it's everybody that can see your screen.
Please, I need more confirmation before I proceed. Is it general? How many of us can see my screen?
I can't see it, and I can see somebody else typing that he cannot see your screen too.
I can't see your screen too.
Okay, okay. So let me try and share.
Maybe did you join as a moderator?
Yes, I did. I did.
Okay.
Did. How is it now?
Hmm. Wow. Maybe we need to log out and join in again and see if we'll be able to see the screen. So I'm going to try that.
Okay, maybe I should try that too.
Okay, while we wait for the rest of them to join back, please, we that were here, can we confirm if we are seeing the screen at the moment? Because I can't see the screen.
Yes, we can now.
Okay, okay. Thank you
Screen.
very much. All right, all right. Thank you very much.
Okay, okay, okay. So I think okay. So so I think we should just proceed. So if we can see the sizable number of people that can see my screen because of the time. So I still have a lot of more sessions to have with every one of us, and I will just use this medium to just kickstart the training fully. So my name is Ridwan Akinola. So and I welcome you to this grand webinar. So tagged as visibility beyond social media. So like I was introduced by my powerful team member, Mrs. Gonia and Mercy. I'm Ridwan by name once again, and I'm the managing director of Sefrel Technologies Limited and the co-founder of SefrelShop actually. So one of the reasons why we were able to this webinar is because we're trying to aggregate a lot of people so to be able to know what we are trying to do. So and I'm officially welcoming you to this webinar. So tag accessibility beyond social media. So and it's going to be a practical webinar for Nigerian locally made products, producers, vendors, and every other Nigerians as the consumers generally. So and with this, without wasting most of our time, so let me just go straight to the next of on my slide. So now let's just do a very quick check-ins and for us to be able to be assured of people that this webinar we're trying to host is actually for. So this webinar is for you and if you are a product-based business owners in Nigeria. So what I mean by that is that so as we all know that several shop what we're trying to do is that we're just trying to create a market space for a locally made product. As we're all saying in Nigeria, we have a lot of people, a lot of e-commerce in Nigeria whereby they do a lot of activities like Gigi, Konga, Jumia, Temu, Alibaba, and all sort of them. So even outside the shores of Nigeria. So, but so something that we are going to see that's actually like a loophole for them is that, especially for those that are operating in Nigeria, is that there is no any specific marketplace that tends to sell, showcase or promote a locally made product. So what I mean by locally made products, I mean by like extreme local product that people are actually producing in Nigeria, regardless of the categories. And that is why we're trying to bring out the solutions of SefrelShop. So this webinar is for you if you are a product-based business owners. You're selling a physical product like fashion products, like shoes. You're making shoes. You're selling. You're doing clothing. You're doing beads, bags, anything that has to do with fashion category as far as it is made in Nigeria. And you're doing a skincare product that is made in Nigeria. You're a food, you're working in the food system. Probably you're working in organic product. You're creating, you're producing food. You're processing and packaging food, any food of its sort. As far as something that is actually like transferable, so from one point to another. So, and you're doing craft too. If you're a craft person, so this webinar is actually for you, and that Sephora Shop generally is actually for you. And also if you're a writer, so anything that Sephora Shop is just like a very broader marketplace that doesn't have a very niche down categories. So what we do basically is that we just trying to create an entire marketplace for people in Nigeria to be able to showcase. As far as you are even connected to being a writer, if you are a writer, as far as you're a Nigerian author and you're writing your books and you have like a selling options for your book, so that means this webinar is actually for you. And another person that this webinar is actually for, and other more people, so is if you're a social media seller. So you are not really be like a manufacturer yourself, but you are just trying to resell or selling a locally made product. So this webinar is actually for you too. So if you are a growing Nigerian brand that okay, you're just trying to scale up your brand, and apart from even selling locally made product, this webinar is actually for you too. And also, if you are a new and aspiring savvy entrepreneurs, so if you're just trying to start your business, trying to grow your brand, trying to put something into out there, do market penetrations, and you want to start your business entirely as a new entrepreneur, or you're even aspiring, so this webinar is for you, because what you're going to be learning in this webinar is really a whole lot of and topics that's going to cover the entire span of business generally. And if you're manufacturers and local producers too, this webinar is for you. And vendors struggling with sales or trust issues, so this webinar is actually for you. So before I proceed with this, so I want us to just do a little engagement in the chat. So how many of us here if you know you fall into any of these categories, can you just put up the chat in the room? Let us know which categories are you fall into. Are you a product based owners? Are you a growing brand, or you're just even thinking of starting your business? If you are a manufacturer and local producers, I just want to let's just keep the chat coming in the room, so that we can know one little about one another. So I'll waiting for that. So let's look into that within a minute. Okay, service provider. That's great. So I'm waiting for more. I'm waiting for more. So an aspiring writer, awesome. An aspiring writer, that's great. So we have somebody, an aspiring entrepreneur, a product based, that's great. So that's we welcome everybody to this webinar once again, and I believe that you're going to learn a whole lot of activities, a lot of things, a lot of insights. So in this webinar that we're going to be starting. So as we moved on, I will just proceed on the slide and proceed. So because of our time, we have a lot of activities to do. So now the next one is Sabi Entrepreneurs. So who is Ridwan Akiola? I'll just do a brief introductions about myself and how the journey has been so far. So my name is Ridwan Akiola once again, and I'm the managing director of Sefrel Technologies. So and a voice behind Sefrel Shop. So how do I start my journey and my role? So I'm a very young adult in Nigeria, hailing from Osun State. Nigeria, Irabuji to be precise. So I started my education journey as far back as let me just say as far as I'm invert actually. So when I started, so I went to secondary school just like every one of us in Nigeria. I went to university and I studied mechanical engineering at university, and also after I finished at university, so I expand my horizon start to start working as a software engineer. So I enrolled into my software engineering program during my NYC actually. That was as far back as 2021. So that was when I started my software engineering courses. But there's something intriguing about me is the fact that as far back as I'm in higher institutions, there is something that comes to me, and I felt like I think I need to create a solutions in Nigeria. And what brought about it? During my, if I can remember freely, during my 200 level days at the university, so I rep a particular course. They call it EED, Entrepreneurship Development course. So I think EED 201, if I'm correct. So I was a rep of that course, and we have a very like lively lecturer that's taking the course. So that lecturer, whenever he came to the class, he usually comes. You know, when you are an entrepreneurship development lecturer, so we have a lot of things to express from the person. The man is actually very versatile. He has a whole lot of businesses that he's doing apart from being a lecturer. And the man usually come to the class and with a very known slogan, which is be self-reliant, be self-reliant. So the man, whenever he take us in the class, in the course, he usually tell us why we need to be self-reliant. He usually let us understand that if you are a student, it doesn't really mean that you can't have your business. And if you are a graduate, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't have your business because you went to school, you are a graduate. And let us understand that being a graduate doesn't really hold you back from having your own personal business that's actually making something for you. And let us understand that we should not rely on government to provide everything for us in Nigeria. And that is one of the reasons why it usually take us, let us understand the impact, the reason why we used to have that business concept in our mindset. So as days goes by, whenever I came to the class, he used to tell us, be self-reliant, be self-reliant. Before you even mention 2 to 3 sentences, you will say that word. So, and you know, as a student now in Nigeria, you know how everything usually be. We usually like, especially when you have a very known statement for a particular person, we tend to call the person by that thing. And as a student, so all my classmates, everybody, we used to call the man Mr. Self-Reliance, Mr. Self-Reliance. So, and that was, even to me, that was even repping the cause. Anytime maybe one of my classmates wanted to ask anything about the cause, they would ask me, Oga Self-Reliance, please, do we have your Oga lectures today? I'll just laugh. So we usually like make jest of him whenever he comes to the class, and but we really love the man because a lot of insight and a lot of knowledge has been impacted to us through him. So when there was a particular day, so that I think I was just working in one of the in the faculty complex. So something just came into my mind. I was just like, okay, this is my 200 level, and I was taking this particular course. I'm repping this particular course, and that's something I should be able to do out of this. So that's what I felt like. Okay, I think I need to start my own business. So that was when I started. And with the fact that as a Nigerian person, you know, when you are young, you have a whole lot of dreams, a whole lot of things. If they ask you, what do you want to become? You can even say you want to become 200 things at a time when you are younger, when you are still a student. So I felt like, okay, I think I need to be self-reliant to myself. I need to be self-reliant to myself. So I want to act by the name that they usually call my lecturers and even me myself. And that is how I got to I come about my idea about self. So when I started, I used the word. I was like, okay, what name should I choose for my business, and what should I put about it, and how should I start? So I went to the man. So and he told me that I've been expecting you to do this for a very long time, Ridwan. If you truly my course rep, he even told me that like most of the people that actually rep his courses in the university, they end up become like a business person. So I said, okay, I think this is my own time to come. It's my own time now, and I want to start my own. So he said, okay, what name do you think you want to name your business? So, and what are the ideas do you have? So I told him I just want to start something. He said, okay, my vision, my dream, my ideas is not even clear then. I don't even know where I'm actually headed. But one thing that is very certain that I know is that I want to be self-reliant. So the man tell me, okay, why not using self-reliance, even that self-reliance? So I told him, okay, I think self-reliance is actually good to start. So that's what I start. That time I think I used self-reliant IT and vocational institute, because then so I started my journey also that as far back as 2015 to start learning some digital skills too with that. So I said, okay, I want to start self-reliant vocational institute. So from there, I started gathering people, my course members. I would just be even giving them tutorials, talk them gist about businesses and inside everything. So that was why I started with self-reliance. So as time goes on over the years, and that as fast forward to 2018. So this story when I was in that was 2015 when I was in 200 level. So 2018. So when I finished, I almost finished my academic session there. So that was when I realized that okay, I think I need to refine this name. So and because then I even remember I was being a freelancer. I was doing freelancing. So I'm trying to do a lot of branding activities for foreigners then, because I've learned some digital skills. So through a brother of mine. So and then I got to know that the services I was rendering for all these white people then was branding. So branding and name and business name of the thing. So whenever they come to me, they want to pay for a service of me to be able to generate a very good name for their business and to refine a very perfect name for them, to create a name for them. So that was when I feel like I think I've sharpened my knowledge in that field of doing branding for businesses. So that was I feel like I think my own business, so I need to refine it. I need to do the branding for it. So that was when I sat down, do my research, and I was able to coin a very perfect name from that self-reliance that I was using before. So that was how self-rel actually comes into play. So SEFREL. So that's SEF is from the self, and the REL is actually from the reliance that is there. So that's how self-rel actually comes into place to become self-rel. So that was how I started like that. And fast forwarded to my 2021 doing my NYC. So I got to meet a lot of people doing NYC camp. And you know, in NYC, if you, for those of us that have served as a core member in Nigeria, so we understand the importance and how serious the NYC organizers actually like take entrepreneurship Sahid. So during that time, so they usually like tell us, keep us in the hall for a whole day, talking us training us about business and startups and every other thing, how to, you can start your business and how to be self-reliant, so how to be an entrepreneurs. So that time during my NYC, so that was when a lot of people came. I served in Abuja camp and Kupa camp. So a lot of business founders, a lot of people they came to camp. They talked to us. They enlightened us about how we can go about our business in Nigeria. So there was a particular man that came. That man is a software engineer, and the man came to train the core members in the camp. So I walked towards the man and I joined him and I asked him, "So, I have a business idea and I think I want to be a commerce. I want to create a product." He now said, "Okay, as you do you know anything about programming?" I said, "Yes, yes. I've been a developer. I've been a website developer for since that time I started my career, so as a freelancer." So then I walked close to the man, and the man showed me, he mentored me how to become a software engineer. So I started the training with him as far back as 2021. So and that was when I finished. I did like a 6 month straight course with him, and after that I was able to hone my skills to some extent. So 2021, so 2022 years, I started my brand. I felt like yes, I was able to develop a very good product for several a website and for several technologies, a website and all that stuff. So I got to meet a lot of people in the camp and we started together. So that was when we officially registered. So to 2023, we officially registered Safe Technologies Limited, so as a registered company then. And that was how I got to meet a lot of my team members, co-founders, and people that we started the business together. So that was 2023, and we got to register the brand, and that was how I started the journey of being an entrepreneur and a startup founder. So in Nigeria. So with that, And I think 2020, yes, 2022, before I even registered, I started a course with ALX, software engineering, a 1 year, very, very, very hard course. For those of us that actually knew about ALX, you know how serious and how hard their courses are, especially being a software engineer. So it's really a very tough one. And I was able to start. I honed my skills and I learned a lot of DevOps activities, like a lot of technical trainings as a software engineer, and I was able to get certified as to become like a very certified software engineer in Nigeria. So and still yet I'm still actually learning in the field and trying to even like learn more and to sharpen my horizon in the technical industry. So that was Ridwan Akinla, and that was how I started my journey so far as being an entrepreneur. So, and that is one of the reasons why I felt like it's actually very important for me as a person, how my story was, how I started the journey, what I did, what I experienced, the failure, the fall, the back, and the thing that we've seen. And that is what prompted me to feel like, okay, Separate Technologies is a parent company actually, and we run basically in two mode. The first mode is that we run as a service-based company, whereby we render services like digital services for businesses, for individuals, and any other person. So even within for people in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. And the second model of Separate Technologies is a a solution-based model, solution-based company, and that is where the solution of coming to create a solution for Sabi entrepreneurs, Nigerian made product and entrepreneurs in Nigeria, and that is what brought about SefrelShop. So before before I move down to the next slide, so and to talk about SefrelShop and what we're trying to do and what are our goals and what we're trying to the problem we're trying to solve. So something is very important that I want us to understand as a startup for every participant of this webinar. Nigeria is a very big market, and we have a lot of deficits. We have a lot of problems. We have a lot of challenges. We have a lot of issues. We have a lot of socio-economic challenges and even social crisis. And I want to let us understand that nobody's going to save us as a Nigerians if we Nigerians do not save ourselves. And how do we save ourselves? One of the best way you can actually save a country, or even yourself, is to financially stable. If you are not yourself, you're not financially stable, you can't even help other people. No matter how human you are, no matter how your humanity strength is, if you're not financially stable, you can't be able to um, help other people. So, and that is one of the reasons why we have to find a way to create a lot of solutions across all challenges that we have in Nigeria. So, and I believe every one of us are here because we have one or two businesses we're doing, and we have one or two solutions, so that our business is actually like providing one of problems or two that our business is the solutions to, and that is I'm trying to just encourage us to let us keep moving as a startup founder, as an entrepreneur, as a business person, trying to create a product into the society. It's worth it, and we should all be self-reliant. So let's move down to, because of our time, I think I just have just 5 minutes to round up. So I'll move to the next slide behind Sephora Shop. Sephora Shop is, as you all know, is a premium marketplace to buy and sell made in Nigerian products, like locally produced products in Nigeria. And what do we call it? People call it the Alibaba of Nigeria, actually. And what is the story behind it? So, like I said, I mentioned a little story about myself, actually. And the story behind Sephora Shop is that there was a time I was actually looking for a particular product in Osun State, but that product I couldn't get it in the local market. And they were telling me, people were even telling me, the women were even telling me that this product can only be gotten in northern part of Nigeria, in Sokoto. Probably if you go to Kano, you'll be able to get that particular product. It is actually very scarce, and it's a medicinal product that I wanted to use for someone very close to me. So I felt that I sat down that I tried online looking for places where I can get all those products, but I couldn't get like a very dedicated market space, a very dedicated platform to be able to buy that product. So that struck me that okay, I think it's high time for us to create like a central marketplace that can actually promote this kind of local product that people are actually looking for. So, and that is what brought about the idea of Sephora Shop. And alongside that, I want to ask questions, also ask all of you, out of all e-commerce platforms that we have in Nigeria, do we have like a centralized, a very well known, developed and platform that is actually for locally made product? We have a lot of e-commerce. We have GG, we have Jumia. But if you want to buy, for example, if you want to buy maybe probably maybe like things that's probably a packaged locust beans, or you want to buy a packaged food, anything that is just local, handcraft of a thing that somebody did as far back, maybe like a product that was done in Tangaza village in Sokoto, or maybe like a product that was done in very far village in Anambra State. So we can't be able to get all those local products. There's no marketplace that's actually centralized and selling that product in Nigeria. And that is where SefrelShop is actually coming into play. And that is how I was able to say that, okay, I think we need to create a platform whereby you can aggregate and promote premium Nigerian vendors. And another thing that we're just trying to do is that we're just trying to change the perspective of Nigerians seeing, even Nigerians ourselves, right? Even seeing whatever thing that somebody make in Sokoto, maybe a particular friend does make a leather bag in Sokoto, or maybe he made a leather bag in Haba, or somebody make a product in Osun State. People tend to see it as it's a substandard product, is a local product because somebody made it in Nigeria. And what gives us the perspective that all those foreign products that we are actually looking for are not made in a local and remote places of China or of any other country that they are actually coming from. Yes, they are. So it's how we were able to change that perspective, and that is what we are actually trying to do in Several Show, and that is our story. That is our mission. We're trying to make Nigerian meat product to be a symbol of pride and excellence, and to be able to, for them to be able to compete at the global stage. So without wasting much of our time, I will want to pause for here and so that we can give floors to other speakers and we can proceed. So don't worry, every one of us. This is just the first day of the webinar. It's going to be a whole lot of 3 days webinar with us, and we hope that by the time by tomorrow and next tomorrow we're able to cover more and a lot of activities with me. I have a whole lot of things to tell you and to show you. So thank you so much, everyone, and I welcome you again to this webinar.
You people look alike so much. I was thinking it's wrong. Jessica.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so
I was
much,
thinking it's wrong.
Mr. Ridwan Akinola. Um, I want to uh, say firmly that every one of us now know what Several Shop is set out to do. We now know the story behind several technologies and several shop itself, the Alibaba of Nigeria. I don't know, since this is just like a background story of several technologies. Would there be anyone that has one or two questions? Perhaps you want to confirm some things. Let us take that quickly before we move to our second lecture for today. Our lecturer is already in our midst. If there is anybody, you can indicate by raising your hands. Okay. I think everybody understood everything that Mr. Ridwan has taken us through. There seems to be no question. So that we will not take our time, um, we are going to be moving swiftly into the second lecture for today. Our lecturer, just like I said, is already in her midst. She started the program with us. She is Mrs. Fejiro Olokpo. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I give the floor to Mrs. Fejiro, permit me to take you through a brief biography of our speaker. Olokpo Scholastica Fejiro is a seasoned management consultant with over 15 years of professional training exposure and 30 years of work experience. Fejiro has worked with several organizations and agencies on various projects across a variety of sectors. I told you we have the right people here. She's competent in training development that is geared towards optimizing existing systems, organizational development, leadership, team building, and infrastructural and organizational capacity. With records of impacts on the company and organizational growth, she is an enabler in the startup and innovation ecosystem with a passion for building the capacity of women and youth-led enterprises. Don't get that wrong. Even if you are not a woman, you are going to learn a lot. She currently sits on the board of several organizations and networks focused on building a thriving startup ecosystem. Her proven core expertise is in strategic planning and implementation, capacity building, team building, entrepreneurship development, project partnership and sponsorship, training development, and management. Mrs. Fejiro possesses strong knowledge of soft skills affecting the overall functioning of various industries, excellent evaluative assessment, and training skills. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me as we welcome our second speaker for today, Fejiro Scholastica Olokpo, and she'll be taking us through the topic building an online presence. Thank you very much. Mrs. Fejiro, you have the floor.
Thank you, Ganiat. That was lovely. Thank you so much. And I want to say thank you to Ridwan Akinola for the privilege to be here this morning. I don't take it for granted. Let me see if I can share my screen. I actually had asked earlier if my screen can be shared, but I will try and see what I can do. If I can share the screen, then that would be nice. So it's lovely to be here. I'm really, really excited to be here. And I know I'm in the right room because when Ridwan asked the people who are in the room, I saw people who are budding entrepreneurs, people who are already doing some things, people in service, people in products. So we are in the right place. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Clear
Oh,
and
that's great. But can you see my screen?
anybody, can you see a screen? I can only see. Have you started sharing anything?
I've okay.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Oh,
We can
okay.
see you clearly. We can hear you loudly.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Okay. So I have been excellently introduced. In short, if I don't know myself, I would actually buy myself. Thank you so much, Gania, for that introduction. And like she said, we'll be talking about building an online presence. And the rider here is called positioning yourself for visibility, credibility, and opportunity. Those three words are very, very key to what we are going to be here this morning and in the course of the webinar for these 3 days. Visibility, credibility, and opportunity. Once again, my name is Fejiro Olokpo, and I hope in the next 40 to 45 minutes, at most 1 hour, we would have an excellent interactive time together because I know I'm positive. I'm in the midst of people who are open to learning, who want to participate because I employ that we have your participation. That's what makes us know that, yes, we are doing this and it is for the right cause. So if we are together in this, I would like to see your emojis to say that you are in agreement with me. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now it's just the basic knowledge. Before people meet you, whether it is physical, whether it is maybe through telephone or whatever means, whether it is through a written means, you are meeting the person uh in an e-way. So let me put it like you are meeting somebody for the first time, you are writing an email to somebody and you are meeting the person for the first time. Believe it or not, the first thing they do is Google your name. They either Google your name, if it is your business that you're introducing to them, they are Googling you. They are checking your social media. They want to review your credibility online. And the question is, why do you think people do this? People do this because your digital presence influences trust. That's number one. And that trust is very, very key in the world we are in now, which is described as a digital world. People want to check you out to see what opportunities they can get, either from you to them or them to you. People do that to check out partnerships that can possibly arise from meeting you or interacting with you. And believe it or not, when they do this, at the back of their mind is the intention for business growth. So, as we kick off, one of the very first thing you must put in mind is that your online presence is your digital reputation. I would like you all to note that as we go along. Your online presence is your digital reputation. Please let me know if I'm still audible.
Loud and clear, ma'am.
Great. Now, our session objectives. By the end of this session, I'm hopeful that participants will understand what online presence really means, that they will identify platforms, what platforms that can build visibility. Because yes, you might be in the platforms, but are they the right platforms for you? Are they the right platforms for your business? In the course of this session, we are going to see that. We'll be able to learn how to position yourself online and create a simple action plan for yourself to put yourself out there. Because the digital train, I used to say, has taken off. And if you are not in it, then you are missing out. And I want to believe that everybody who is in this call will not want to miss out on that. Now, we are going to be looking at the what, the where, the why, and the how of getting an online presence. Now, in today's digital world, your online presence, like I said, is your digital reputation. If you agree with me, let me see your emojis, because this is how people discover you. This is how people evaluate you. This is how people interact with you and decide whether they want to trust you. There again, that's the word trust. Because trust is the vehicle that every business growth lies upon. And that trust is very key. Now, it must be systemic, it must be intentional for you to build trust in a place where you may necessarily not see the person face to face. And you only get to talk with the person or you see virtually and all of that. That trust is very key. Online is the place where opportunities abound, and I can assure you that so many people today got their opportunities online. And I dare say, if I may take, if I will take a soft side, Some people even got their husbands from online. Am I right? That is an aside anyway. The point is, if people cannot find you online or understand what you do, you may be invisible to opportunities. You may be invisible to opportunities. Now, we are going to do a short exercise. And if you can see my screen, mention, you're going to use the chat room, mention anything, any word, anything that comes to mind when you hear the words online presence. And if there's any bold person out there and you want to give us your own definition of what you think online presence is, please, you just indicate and we'll call you to do that. So please, Ghanaians, I'm not seeing the chat room. So I would need you to help me. I'll need you to help me read out some of the comments in the chat room.
All right, ma'am.
So are we on? Mention everything that comes to mind when you hear the words online.
I think she's having some network issues. Let's please give her some time. I want to believe she's trying to sort that out. Mercy, can you please reach out to her?
Okay. I will.
Thank you. Let's keep it coming. When she joins us, I'll read those things out to her. Thank you.
If I can still share my.
Okay, I think she's back with us.
Yes, I am back.
You're welcome back.
Thank you. You lost me there for a minute. But can you
Exactly.
see my screen?
Not anymore.
Wow. Okay, just a minute. Just hold on. Please, this thing don't disrupt us. That's why I wanted somebody else to project and I'll just talk through. I had some challenges with my tab. I couldn't project from my tab, so I'm using my phone. So, and it's a bit, just a minute, please.
Okay, ma, I think if you want someone to project for you, maybe you should do from ahead. Mercy, can you
Yes,
project for her?
let me see. But can you see it now?
No, we can't, ma.
No,
No,
not yet.
no, no.
Oh dear. Um, I need to. What about now? Can you see it now?
No,
No,
ma'am.
we
Still
still
nothing.
can't.
Is it on now?
No.
Uh, Maybe somebody needs to, because I'm already sharing. I'm sharing my screen. Um,
Okay, okay.
you can see it now.
No, no, not
No,
yet.
we can't.
Oh dear. Mercy, please, if you can share the screen.
Yes, I'm trying to work on that. I'm coming. Just a minute, ma.
Okay, so we can continue. We can continue. So, like I already asked a question, is an activity. So mention everything that comes to mind when you hear the words online presence. It means you will need to
Yes.
unmute and then
People
speak.
people already started writing
Okay.
some things while you were away. So okay.
Okay.
Somebody said somebody
Okay.
said
So I can see this now.
okay.
So
Okay.
somebody says, what, Mercy, please go ahead and try to share what you are known for, what you stand for, what your followers and those you follow, the engagement and the influence. This one is a professor. Ah, another one
Can
says,
anybody sorry, can
can you
anybody
hear
see the
me?
screen now?
Yes, we can see.
Can
We
anybody
can
see
see the
my screen
screen.
now?
Yes,
Okay,
we
okay.
can.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mercy. Thank you. Thank you. So I just go ahead and read out some of the comments. Somebody else says, but to cut my story short, it is how people see you, find you, trust you, and pay you money. That's the part I like. Pay you money. Because at the end of the day, as a business person, you want money to exchange hands for this value that they are putting out there. Whether it is a product, whether it is service, you want somebody to put their hands in their pocket and bring out their money and exchange it for this value. So I like that very well. Precious says brand identity and recognition. Johnson says nope. So Johnson, I hope at the end of this session, when you hear the words online presence, you will hear finding the right people, finding the right connections, finding the right partners, finding the right engagement, being able to influence the right people to make the decision of you getting value for what you put out there. So I hope that answers you. Somebody else says no. Blessing says digital presence means being alive on the internet. I like those words. Being alive via social media, website, and other means. This one is a professor. Thank you so much, Blessing. Zidane actually added another one. It says identity. You are nipping it now. Identity, reputation, visibility, branding, monetization. Wow. Please, atama for yourself. Give yourself some beautiful clap. Next slide, Mercy. Next slide. Now, I also said if anybody want to hazard a definition for apart from what you see on the screen, define online presence in your own way. But I think some of those comments we read have actually addressed that. Hello? Please, if you are
Mr.
not
Ridwan, could you
messy,
please mute your mic?
please mute your mic. If you are not Messi and you are not Fejiro, please mute your mic. So we actually have gotten a glimpse of what their definition of what online is. And I'm going to just go ahead to say what I have penned down for this session. Online presence, sorry, just give me a minute. Online presence is the visibility and representation of a person, brand, or business on the internet through digital platforms. You can hear those words. Representation, you hear visibility, you are hearing brand, you understand, you are hearing business. Those are keywords that have been mentioned already. It includes how you appear on social media, the kind of content you share, how you appear on search results, your professional platforms like LinkedIn, how you are there, and then online communities that you belong to. That's what sums what online presence is about. And I want to say, the first key thing I said you should know